Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be covering a topic that somebody in my group had asked about, how to find items that are trending at the moment. And there's a couple of things you can do. For one thing, you can just Google things that are trending, though a lot of the information might be outdated depending upon the website you go on. I'm going to show you the main way that I try to find out about what's trending and what's hot at the moment. This is how I originally found out about the Squishmallows craze. So I'm on Mercari right now, and this is the easiest way I know how to do it. Here's the top brands right here. So these are items that for them always sell well. It doesn't say specific types of items, but it does show like Apple, Sony, Nike always does well. Not every single item Nike that you pick up and keep in mind is going to sell well, but the brand in general usually does. Pokemon tends to stay pretty hot, Lego, Loungefly. You can hit here to see all the available brands, but I recommend that you just look at the top brands right there. Alright, let's see if we can look at what's most popular in certain categories. I just hit Funko here. Now keep in mind that a lot of Funkos are hit and miss. And don't go by the listed prices. If you're a newbie, that can be pretty confusing. Go for sold, right here. And you're going to want to hit sort by newest first. And this is going to show you all of the items that's recently sold. I actually have some of these in my arsenal that I'm holding back to sell when they're worth more. They're still selling about what I bought them at a year ago. Not one of my best pickups, but sometimes you have to take risks. Alright, so as you can see, you got all the solds here. Now what you really want to look for is items a certain amount and up. So I'm just going to, for example, go to 100 to 200. And your chances of finding these will probably be pretty slim, but you never know what you're going to stumble upon out in the wild. I'm trying to find a good example here. So this is a signed Funko Pop. That's a good idea if you have a chance to go to conventions where you have voice actors. The rarer the Funko Pop you have, the more it's going to sell for when it signs. But for example, you could just pick up a random $10, $15 Funko, take it with you, have it signed, and instantly increase its value. This is one that always sells for a lot, is the Up House, at least from my experience. The market does go up and down. Here's another signed Funko. This is one that has just gone up in value over the years. This is one I should have bought at retail when I had a chance. That is a Sailor Moon Black Lady, also called Wicked Lady. She is a villain from the series and a fan favorite. Alright, so the other way I know how to find out what's popular on Mercari. Let's see. And it looks like it's not available in this mode. I guess I'm going to have to sign in and see what we have. Alright. Hold on a moment. I'm going to have to switch windows. Alright. So, to find this page, I went to our home page and I hit the Explorer tab. And we have this category called See What's Selling. That's what we're looking for. We're going to hit See All. And this should be items that's all recently sold. Once again, I'm going to go newest first. I'm going to be a little bit more selective here, and I'm going to say I'm looking for higher value items. So I'm going to say $50 to $100. And keep in mind, a lot of this stuff is going to be pretty new. I usually sell thrifted items, but sometimes you can catch stuff that you might be able to pick up at retail and sell for more. So we're just looking for anything that catches your eye that just keeps coming up. Sometimes it can be a good way just to find a new clothing brand that does well. Now I have this down as just anything, just because of my niche being more used items. I'm going to put this down as some of these categories. Now you could hit new if you're just looking for stuff to go through retail arbitrage, but I don't have a lot of experience with that. I've done Pokemon when it was hot. I've done some limited edition collectibles, but majority of items I sell are used. Alright, so as you can see, Jordans are always popular. You're going to see a lot of Jordans pop up. I've sold my fair share of those as well. Vintage video games, if they're legit, they are worth a lot, but that's a no-brainer for most of you guys. Here's another pair of Jordans. Five Nights at Freddy's, it usually stays pretty popular. I can't say it doesn't have its lows, but I have sold some of their products as well, plushies. So we're already seeing a trend of vintage 90s video games being popular in Jordans. Let's keep going down. I don't recommend selling glass like this, but to each their own, but that's going to be kind of hard to pack. If that's something you're comfortable for, go for it, but I would prefer to piece something like that out, or to sell it as a set of 4 glasses or something like that, not a lot. Whatever you're comfortable with. Everybody has their own selling models, etc. Once again, we're just looking for certain things that keep popping up. Another 90s video games. And this probably is from December. Let's take a look. 8 hours ago! Alright, that shows Christmas sales all year. This is usually about what Nendoroids sell for, but that's more like an anime niche thing. We got some 90s toys here. Definitely, I want to say 90s and early millennial stuff is still well, early 2000s when I say millennial, but here's somebody that has lotted a bunch of shorts. Looks like they're the same size and style, different colors. That's a good idea if you can find it. I know a lot of people sell kids' clothes like that. There's more Pokemon. Now, some of these discontinued Bath and Body Works can go for a lot. I find them every once in a blue moon at a thrift store. You have to keep an eye out for those. But once again, we're looking for trend. And vintage stuff, not always, but usually it does well. Like here's a vintage Hello Kitty phone. They made gumball machines and little like appliances and stuff. I definitely recommend looking those up if you find them. Don't just buy them off impulse though. I always recommend, unless you're positive about something, to always look items up. Here's another Hello Kitty item. Feel free to comment down below if you see any items that keep coming up that I'm missing that I haven't already mentioned. Vintage wrestling stuff can do pretty well too, but I'm not familiar with a lot of this. That'd be something that I would have to learn about and look up. Now some of these, like the Crazy Colors blacklight ones, can go for a lot. Now this is something that's like kind of a hit and miss category. A lot of Sonic stuff is highly collectible. I had a Sonic the movie VHS tape I sold a couple months ago for $50. And some of the plushies can be pretty rare, but you also have fakes coming in from China. So if you find a Sonic plushie, I recommend at least doing some research on it before picking it up. If it was me and it was 50 cents, I'd just take it anyway, but to each their own. Now this is another item. I wouldn't say it's trending, but I have sold things like this before. Unusual color Vans or Converses. Usually it would be a limited edition type thing. I found one with embroidery all over it one time. And I sold a pair of pretty beat up small shoes for like $40. As you can see, just like they said, a lot of Nikes coming up, video games, Funko Pops. Alright, I think that pretty much ends our Mercari part of this video. The only trends that I did spot here was just for 90s type items, but I'm sure there's a lot, you'd be able to find a lot more if it keeps going. Examples of trending things would be like Betty Wright merchandise. I have heard it's been selling for a good bit. When the Dr. Seuss books got banned, about everything Dr. Seuss was flying off the shelves at the time, etc, etc, etc. Pokemon was trending for a good while, the cards, especially in the height of COVID. And holiday type items, of course, tends to trend around the holidays. Alright, I'm going to pop back over to my other window and see if I can show you how to do this on eBay. Now, eBay, I'm going to say, is more like looking for a needle in a haystack. It's so much on here. But I'm going to at least try to help you guys. Alright, so the time of year it is when I film this video, it's late February. We're going into Easter soon. We're going to be coming into spring soon with lots of florals and flowers. I would recommend looking for like floral pattern items, things that be unique for somebody's garden. I wouldn't recommend buying a lot of them, but if you can find high-end Easter rabbit plushes and things like that, I just sold one. That'd be a good item. But keep in mind, if those don't sell now, you might have to hold on to them next Easter. Let's just go ahead and see, for instance, what is trending under with the word Easter in it. Now, I'm pretty sure this is going to be predictable. But let's see if there's any high dollar items we can look for. What's popular right now kind of thing in this category. Alright, so we're going to go into the more lucrative range. I'm just going to say 50. That's a good place to start. You don't have to start at 50. Alright, here, once again, looks like a 80s or 90s vintage item. Here we have antique chocolate mold. We have a Squishmallow, what I was talking about earlier. I call them Squishimals, but they're Squishmallows. As you can see, these right here. I don't see Easter in the title, though, right? But this does have Easter, chick, bunny. A lot of things, too, that's pastel. I would recommend putting, like, Easter colors in your title. Here we have a giant Pete. I've never had one these big, but I usually can sell the medium ones pretty quickly. For some reason, the Pete bunnies do well, but the Pete chicks tend to sit for me. Alrighty. And let's see here. Another good example would be in the toy category. Now keep in mind a lot of this is once again going to be vintage items. But if you go to new, you'll have a higher chance of finding out what's new and selling for a lot right now. So here's toys that sell for $50 plus. Now keep in mind that some of these could still be new in box vintage ones. Some of these could be people selling them at cost just to get rid of them. Here's some Legos. Legos are always popular. More Legos. More Legos. This is something that's getting pretty popular right here. Bear bricks. I've heard of quite a few people talking about these going for a lot. There we go. We found a trending item right here. But in order for us to know it was trending, you would have to keep selling them. Yeah, there's another one that sold. Keep selling them, sell. Oh, that's funny. Alright. Something else you can try, and I haven't necessarily done this myself, is try to put the year in the title. And that might be a good way to find toys that are still on shelves right now, in stock, 2022. So these are Hot Wheels that probably just came out. So you might be able to still find these in stores. That's more of a retail arbitrage kind of thing, but it's worth a look-see. And here's one that probably just came out, 2022 release. Some more Hot Wheels. Here's another toy with the year in the title. This one would definitely be worth a pickup if you can find them. I don't see these very often in stores. I see the off-brand ones, but not very often the name brand ones when I go to my local Walmart and such. Walgreens does tend to get them more often, though. I would recommend that. Alrighty. Now, this was a Valentine's Day one, so chances of finding that is pretty slim. But I would recommend going and looking for these holiday ones if you can, if you have a Walgreens in your area. I know the Halloween ones usually sell pretty well. There is a Squishmallow trend, as you can see, as we keep going. Harry Potter stuff is always popular. I can't guarantee you're going to make money on everything Harry Potter, because some of it is pretty saturated, but it's always something that happens on and off in popularity. Alright, we see a trend in Hot Wheels trucks that are new releases. Hot Wheels cars, trucks. A lot of peeps. Alright everybody, that's about the end of the video. Please comment down below what you thought and you'd like to see more videos like this. I enjoy making them and I hope that the channel will continue to grow together. Like and subscribe and thanks for watching. Bye!